All right, we are now live. Welcome to the Candy Shop. This is Candace on Ladies Night, and
I'm Hannah.
yes, and welcome to the show. I think I have one more person joining. Oh, and it is drink night as well. We have our cocktails. Mm. So excuse me if we get a little loose later on in the show. Um, we do have one other person joining. I do need some more ladies. I've been lazy with asking people to do it. Work is just crazy though, but I want to get into it tonight. So we already started talking, I know, before about the Verzuz Battle. We can continue that topic. So let me go to it. Why is my stuff looking weird? Okay. I'm like, why am I seeing last week?
You need your eyeglasses back.
Find them. so so this battle, first of all, I'm gonna say this. I didn't even know what was happening last night. I just saw on my Facebook somebody talking about it. I'm like, oh, they're doing the battle because I know it was postponed because Ashanti had COVID. So when I saw it on my timeline, I'm like, oh, so when I clicked on it, all I see is Ashanti. I didn't know she was late, and then it goes to the empty chair, and I'm like, oh, it's no Keyshia. So already I'm like, what the hell is going on? And Ashanti's just listening to music, she's singing to it, and they're like playing some of her songs already. So I'm like, wait, she's gonna miss the battle because she don't have any songs. Let me add Lashida. Hey, Lashida.
Hi,
Hey,
ladies.
Rashida.
Yes, we're good. We have our cocktails for ladies' night, and we're about to get into it. We're talking about the versus battle between Ashanti and Keyshia Cole. I just said I didn't even know the battle was yesterday. I happened to just catch it on my friend's wall.
Well,
Wait, I'll let Rashida go.
oh, that was I was gonna say maybe I was gonna say they didn't know it was a battle either. No, I'm just kidding. They
I didn't know.
hard that what they got.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been on a Thursday.
Mhm.
I didn't know until my girls and I have a group chat, and I was in the middle of doing homework, and it was like, "Oh, you watching the battle?" I was like, "With who?" And they were like, "Keyshia and Ashanti." I was like, "I thought it was canceled."
Exactly.
So when I first turned it on, it was about 10 minutes into it, and they still weren't there. So everybody was going off in the comments like, "Where y'all at? Why y'all not here?" And then 9:30 hit, and I was like, "Are they on yet?" And then my best friend was like, "No." I was like, "I'm not watching this BS." And then and then she was like, "Oh, Shanti just came out." It was like 9:32 or whatever. I'm like, "Okay, half an hour, fine."
Mhm.
So then Keyshia still wasn't out till like 9:45. I was like,
Yes.
I saw 10 minutes. No, I saw up until I think she sung "I Remember," which I was screaming, singing like a crazy person, and that was all I saw.
Yeah, I saw a good chunk of it. What were you about to say, Sheeta?
Did she come back and say anything like backstory, like why? Because Keisha was like, it took me a lot to get here, and did she come back and say why? Like
No,
what was the delay?
so her DJ or somebody tried to explain why she was late, but I didn't finish. I didn't read it actually.
I
Hey,
heard he made it worse.
what did her DJ say?
He said that she was late because her screen was really blurry. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw, now he said his explanation was worse, but when I first saw it, I was like, "Damn, what she got the Telly Riley internet?" Because it was really, really
Yeah.
blurry,
Yeah,
and it was blurry for a good 20-25 minutes. So, but what was it was fixed, and you still was 15 minutes late after Ashanti.
yeah. Hey, Bert, to the show.
Hello, sir.
That sound system was was
Yeah,
horrible too.
they
That
had
was
Teddy Riley's sound system. That's what it sounded like.
Horror trash.
And then Keisha was like, "Can you turn it down?" And I'm like, "No, because we cannot hear it,
Turn
it
it
was,
up. We all like this.
it would be turned up when she was talking,
man." Exactly. Yeah.
and then
Y'all think she was? I'm sorry, I'm being 100% honest. I thought she was drunk and high.
So that's what people were saying. I don't know. She seemed like she always act like that to me.
but can't you sing when you drunk and high? I mean, how many artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that really hinder your performance? A lot of artists are like usually drunk and high. So
Yeah.
I know alcohol and drugs can take a toll over time on a person's voice. but you just can't play that. I mean, you just can't play now. Just sing. Just
to me, she seemed more, you know how sometimes you can be nervous and then you get real mean because you're nervous?
Mhm.
To me, it seemed like more she was nervous and probably thinking about the pressure of the verses. And then that's why she came in with that attitude, like, turn my sound up. It's like she's masking her nervousness, honestly. Because the way she acted, this seemed like that's how she always acted. I used to watch her show. She always has like a little bit of attitude. But it was like on 100 last night.
Yeah, she was like, y'all want me to smile. My songs ain't about smiling, which is the truth, because she got some scream at you, powerful type, you know.
The man out.
So no, they're not jippery. Like Ashanti's natural personality is bubbly.
Yeah.
So even if she is singing about pain, she's smiling singing about it, you know.
And actually, I think a better matchup would have been Ashanti, Sierra, and Keyshia Cole and K. Michelle or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All seems
and K. Michelle would have been so much better.
Yeah, it's
Ashanti. From the gate, I didn't think this was a good matchup whatsoever. I was like, Ashanti and Keyshia. And I know everybody's saying really Ashanti won, but I think that was just made about Keyshia. But most of Ashanti, all her songs were features. Like, you do have hits, but most of them are features. So,
but it's about the catalog too. So she was playing stuff that she wrote, whereas Keyshia Cole didn't have a lot of that. Like Ashanti did write for a lot of people.
She did. J-Lo better bow down.
Yes, when she played that J-Lo song, I was like, oh, she's playing that song where J-Lo stole her voice. Oh,
her whole voice. I'm being honest though, I definitely don't prefer either one of them live singing. They could have did the radio or the CD version all night long to me.
Yeah.
Keyshia came in with a little bit of mumble here and there. I don't even know why would she even had a mic, because
she kept saying, I need to stand up. I need to stand up.
She was drunk. Whatever was in that cup, it was not no Ciroc. I think she had some Henny, because her cup was not showing. She had that cup covered.
What did y'all think of their outfits and what they had on?
It was bad.
Yeah. I think that messed with Keyshia too, because hers, even though you want to be sexy, you want to be revealing, but hers was. Taylor did not get it together. Like, could have been snatched. She could have. She could have showed the girls and still been put together, not feel like she got to adjust and move.
Yeah, maybe she needed straps or something, because it just looked like,
she came out with that jacket when she came out, or whatever that was. Something.
I forgot to ask my cousin Lynn to come on today. That's what I was supposed to have on. Yes. So I'm gonna get my cousin Lynn the next time we go on. If you want to join the night, I'll send you the link as well. But yes, I think if Keyshia had, like you said, a jacket or straps or something, she would have felt more comfortable, because she was holding herself the whole night and it looked so uncomfortable. It looked like it was just like, it wasn't tailored well. I love Ashanti's look, even though people were saying she had on coochie cutters. So
I didn't see the bottom.
I kind of thought it was better before she opened her jacket. It was like cute and I'm not gonna say classy, but but when she opened the jacket and started letting her breath, I'm like, okay, you could have just kept it closed and cute. Like, it was okay. But I guess she saw Keyshia with her breasts out. She was like, let me get up in here.
Maybe she was hot. Because I know I get.
But I think they both look nice. I wish Keyshia had a better bra, something. They had to sit up because they was definitely touching her stomach, and that was not nice. But they both, hair was laid. I think they both overall, they really look good. I just wish that they both were on time, and I honestly think maybe something happened behind the scenes. And you know how sometimes something happened and you pissed, but you still got to go to work. I think that's what happened. I think she was just
and like you said, people want her to smile. She ain't about to smile. There's no smiling situation.
Yes.
I'm not laughing. I'm mad right now.
Yes.
Listen to this love and shut up.
Yes. Next week is the Lions Den, Lynn. But I can do 2 late, me, myself, and I don't know. I'm getting drunk already.
Not you yourself.
It can be 3 ladies and 3 men. We can do it equal. Lions Den meets ladies night or something like that. Or Lashida, if you want to join, we can mix it up.
Lions Den meets lady night. Okay.
Yeah, so 4 ladies, and I'm gonna try to get 3 or 4 men.
Remember that after this night. Remember that.
I know. Let me write that down because
you gotta be like me. I gotta write stuff down.
I forgot tomorrow. I'll be like, who said that? When did I say that?
Right. Like you said, I'm like, what? I'm looking at it, but the age be kicking in quick.
Yes. But overall, the verses, I thought it was okay. It wasn't as nostalgic as I wanted it to be because Ashanti actually came out, I think, my freshman year of college at Tuskegee. And so I loved it. That me and Kanea, we used to, it was on rotation. That and Kaya was on full rotation.
Kaya.
Yes. Oh,
yes. My back.
Yes. Kaya, Thug Misses. We had that album.
Thug Misses was my album.
Yes. We were living because Kanea is from Baltimore, now lives in DC. At that time, I was living in Maryland. So for the summers and breaks, we would both go home and link up. I think we went to Target. We both split the cost for Thug Misses and got in my car and bumped it all the way through, like all the way from where I live in Gaithersburg to DC. So we were ghetto like that. So
it was okay back then.
But going on to the next topic. Overall, though, I thought the verses, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it for the parts that I saw.
I like hearing all the songs. It's just a reminder because I got both their albums, and I just need to pull them back out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. So this next topic. So I chose some controversial stuff. I'm gonna warn y'all now. The trolls may come after us. They always do. On my video last week, I got more dislikes than likes.
I saw that. I was like, "Oh, the hate is," and I saw why are married couples commenting.
Yeah, like, and I said it was technically only one couple was married.
Y'all were married. We were just engaged. Like,
yeah, my cousin
y'all mad at us? Well, we both were married before, but why y'all mad at us?
Yes, and I meant to tell you guys that first time that we talked about Kevin Samuels, I turned off where you can see the likes and dislikes because it has 16 dislikes and just 11 likes or something like that. So I turned it off. Yes.
They love him.
And that video
has Donald Trump.
Exactly. That video has close to 600 views. So that's like my highest viewed video. I want to see what Lynn says. She said she truly loved Ashanti but lost respect after seeing her on the show Pump.
I forgot about Pump.
You do.
She was snapping. Like the real her. I told you before it started, Candace, she has an attitude and she snaps on people and people don't realize how nasty she can get. I saw 2 interviews when she was mad at people one person did call her that she looked like a stripper, but she did. But yeah, I forgot about the Punk episode. Y'all don't remember that when they punked her?
I can't remember.
I don't see it.
I probably just took it because ain't she from New York? I thought all New Yorkers are mean like that.
I mean, you can be mean, but you don't gotta be a.
Yes. So we're gonna move to the next topic, though. So this one: is there a such thing as an alpha female? So I dated a guy that told me there's no such thing as an alpha female. Yeah, it's just an alpha male. I'm like, okay.
Sure.
Candace trying to get us cussed out tonight with this topic. Because men hate this topic.
Oh, Lynn said she was disrespectful to the driver. I think I kind of remember that. But yes. So the alpha female thing, because the reason why that guy told me that is because I've always considered myself an alpha female, even though I'll say this, when it comes to men, I speak my mind a lot more than I do with women. Women, I tend to be, we're ladies. I'm not going to go off necessarily on a woman because we're ladies, we can handle it classy. But sometimes with a man, I don't know why I've always had to get up in their face because they try to make you feel small. So I'm going to get in your face just to show you that I'm not as small as you think I am. So that's why I consider myself an alpha female. But what are you guys' thoughts on that?
So I didn't think I was an alpha female, but Bert actually told me I was. He was like, "You are an alpha female." I'll be honest. So I was very independent. I'm very outspoken. I don't bite my tongue. I'm very blunt, and I know what I want. I know what I'm going to deal with. What I'm going to tolerate. And I think it is such thing as an alpha female, but people get it misconstrued. Like you can be an alpha female, but you're not very, you know how they think you're angry or you're nasty, and it doesn't necessarily mean that. I just think that you're demanding on what you want in your life, and I think a lot of men don't like that because they want us to be so submissive and bow down and kiss the ring. And I don't know who's doing it. This is not 1610. We are out here working. We're making our own money. We are not stuck at home being housewives. So I think that since then, a lot of men don't like this subject. But I 100% agree that it is a such thing as an alpha female. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think that, you know, if you try to make a man feel less of a man, then yeah, I can see where the problem lies. But if you let if the man is still the man and you can be you, then what's the issue?
Mm-hmm.
Nashida, what are your thoughts?
This is so funny because I looked it up and it was like, so yeah, definitely being dominant. But the point that made me laugh was talking from the Urban Dictionary saying that she can date or she dates as many males as she wants. I was just talking about that. I text y'all. I put that in the message last time. Y'all did not reply with what I said.
I didn't see it.
Did you put in the message?
You read it.
See it.
Are you sure, Lashida?
The last show when y'all were talking about males, and I was like, well, what about I didn't term it alpha female, but I said, what about the females that are confident and know what they like? I said, do men just fall back or they fall in place?
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that either, but that's a good.
You read it, but.
Well, we drinking, Lashida.
Yeah. In the middle. It was we were well into the session. But yeah, I totally agree, and definitely feel like I can identify with the alpha female. And I mean, because there's nothing wrong with being confident, but being overconfident, arrogant, and having an ego, or being egotistical, yeah, that's where it gets confused. I mean, times are different, roles are different, so you can't expect that a female. I mean, it's the same thing as of race. If you're coming into being respectful of race, definitely you're going to be respectful of gender. So, no, the female was not just put on earth as great as she is, that births everything that is here on earth, to just sit back and be like, you got it.
Exactly.
Whatever you say.
Exactly.
Okay.
I agree. So I'm gonna read these comments. Lynn said, "No, I've been told I was an alpha female, and men can't handle that because they feel their manhood is being challenged." And that is so true. And sometimes I feel like men that are like that are insecure in themselves, but they hate when you say that. You being a bitch if you say that to them.
Ooh, say it again.
And then, Angel said 100% agree, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with being one. Mm-hmm. Lynn also said, if I'm with a man that carries himself as an alpha male in every aspect, I will be submissive to him. And I agree with that. And the thing about me with the alpha female and male thing, when I look at an alpha woman, I'm not looking at it as opposed to me and dating men. I look at it in every aspect of my life. When I'm at work in the business world, if I'm the boss and the manager, I can't be passive. I have to be assertive. And if that's called being an alpha female, then that's me, because I'm going to have to have control of certain situations. I can't just always be just this pushover. So some people hate that, but yeah, in regards to me dating a man, I like my cousin Lynn said, the alpha male. I feel like a true alpha male will know how to deal with an alpha woman. They know how to deal with all types of women. So that's my thoughts on that. Did y'all want to add anything else to that?
No, I agree with you. I especially in corporate America, because when you're in there as a woman, men try to look down on you from the beginning. And I'm not just speaking, I'm speaking from experience. Like, I've been the only woman in a position with all men, and they looked at me as if I had to work much harder And not just being a woman, I was the only Black woman at that. So a lot of men can't take that. So when you say you think about it in all aspects of life, that's a good way to look at it, because that is very true.
Yes, yes, I definitely agree with what you said. So,
And then this is also saying that men that are considered beta or less are the ones that have an issue with the alpha female,
yeah,
and that her identifying her feminist, and because it's not really meant to be physical, it's meant to be more mental. That her identifying or using her physical, femininity to increase, just enhances her power as an alpha female. So yeah. Now, what I don't agree with is someone that just uses all their femininity, whatever. A woman that's just using her sexual power, and then there's nothing behind it, like no substance there, no content, no. She doesn't get it. She don't want to deal with that. What?
I agree.
Which is totally opposite of an alpha female.
Yeah, I agree. And my kids want to just scream while I'm up here. I agree.
They want to be on camera.
What'd you say?
They want to be on camera. That's why.
But yeah, I agree. The beta males, those are the ones that have a problem with it. And if you guys notice, those are the ones that follow Kevin Samuels. Most of his followers are people that believe in what he's saying, are beta males. Not to say that everything that he's saying is incorrect, because he does speak some truth. Like realistically, we can talk about him right now. The reason why I talk about him, because I talked to Raven. Raven did not want to come on because she's over Kevin Samuels, but she was tired as well. I talk about Kevin Samuels because for some reason I get a lot of views when I talk about him. His followers tend to comment on my stuff, and then I also get a lot of subscribers. So that is why I talk a lot about Kevin Samuels.
Capitalize.
In talking about him, I don't think that he's lying to women, because realistically, like some of the women that call his show, you have, just today I watched it. There was a single mom, 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, 44 years old, and wanted a high value man. And so realistically, this lady, no offense, but this lady is not getting a high value man. And he asked her, if your son was, let's say your son is meeting somebody, would you want him to marry this woman that had 4 kids and 4 baby daddies? She was like, to be honest, no. So exactly. So it's not that he's like just bashing women, but he's being realistic. Like if I was in that situation, yes, I would want to get married, but I'm not trying to marry a man that wants kids. I'm going to marry a man that's probably already been married before, or that has lived some life and that is on kind of the same level as me, because I have kids already. I'm 44. I can't give you any more kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think there is someone for everybody, but sometimes as women, all this high value stuff is just, to me, delusional. Not to say that you're not worthy of it, but you have to be realistic. And well, I'll read Lynn's comment. She said, yes, cousin, I will say I carry myself as an alpha female. I stand my ground in life in general, and people call me mean because I say and speak my mind and believe in myself and what I stand for. I do not think my cousin is mean. This is the cousin, like, if I ever have a problem with a situation, she's the one that I call. She's the one that I can call, because she's going to set it off. So I love it. Yeah, I've never thought that she was mean. I definitely think my cousin is very assertive.
Yeah, because she's not gonna shoot you fluff. She's gonna, keep her gun. She's gonna be real. She's gonna tell you whether it's what you want to hear or not. And that's definitely what you want.
And it's real. Usually people like that love hard and it's genuine. Mm-hmm. And so
yes.
You always cherish people like that, because you're getting the real, genuine version of them. Oh my kids. And then Angel said, yes, that lady caller was reaching. No, ma'am. Exactly. Like
all the way.
So go ahead.
So I don't want to, because I'm, I'm all for women and I encourage women, but we have to be real with our own selves. 44, 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. I have a son. Ain't no way in heck. I ain't cussing, Candace. Uh, he gonna come in here like, oh mom, she 44. I don't have no kids. She got 4 different baby dads, and this who I'm rolling with. Not in here. You can pick who you want, but I just think that we have to be really realistic. And would we want a man at 44 with 4 baby moms and 4 kids?
Hell no, we run it because I ran from.
I'm not dating a man. Now, if you were married before and you had 4 kids with your ex-wife and you're older, then I'd be like, okay, you was married, it didn't work out, y'all had kids, I accept that. But you got 4 different baby moms out here. First of all, I am not for no drama. I don't have the time or the patience. I'm not dealing with no type of baby mama drama. Don't have no time for it at all. So I know for myself, I'm not dating a man with 4 kids and 4 baby moms. Who's dealing with 4? I don't even want to deal with 4 women. Why would I be dealing with 4? And depending on the kids' ages, you might be dealing with them for a long time.
Exactly. So, y'all stop my story time.
Oh, yes. I don't think that women, when they want certain things, I don't think that sometimes, and I'm a woman, so I'm not speaking for all women, but some women, I think that sometimes some women don't really realize. You have to try to flip it and realize, would you really want that? Because if you know you're not going to put up with it, what man will?
Exactly.
Especially a man with money that has options.
Yes. Angel said it's the not part of her having 4 children, it's the 4 different fathers. Exactly.
That part.
That's the part.
It's like how
it's one thing for, let's say she was married, and no judgment at all. And I'm getting drunk. I'm up here leaning on my light. Let's say she was. Let's say she was married and she divorced, but it was the one husband with the 4 kids. That's different than 4 baby daddies. And not to be judgmental, but you really have to look at the situation like, why do you have 4 baby daddies?
Yeah.
Like, what is the deal with that?
Yeah.
So to me, it appears she needed to work on herself first, and then maybe think about marriage. Because Kevin was like, she was like, so you telling me I'm a die alone? Now I don't agree with that. I don't think you should.
Now you ain't gonna grow out. You gonna get in here with a baby.
I would think that I wouldn't tell every man I got 4 baby dads though. She need to learn how to admit something.
Yeah.
You can't tell every man you got 4 baby dads.
Yeah, he was just like, well, but he didn't necessarily say she would die alone, but that's basically what she said. And he was like, well, he didn't disagree, but he just basically told her, you're not going to get this high value man that you're looking for. You're going to have to settle for whatever is on your level. So
he won't die alone.
Well, she said she was going to die alone. She thought that's what he was going to say.
So she's never been engaged, nothing?
She said she's been engaged 3 times and she turned it down. And he said, well, whose fault is that?
So she's just choosing not to marry.
Yes.
So but you choosing to have kids with the people you don't want to marry?
And that's what he said. He said, because on another one, he had another caller talk about how he bashes women, and he asked her why wasn't she married, and she was like, well, he wasn't the one. He was like, so he was good enough to have a baby, but not good enough to marry. And he said, why do women feel like it's so easy to just have this child but not marry the person? Shouldn't it be the other way around? And that's something to think about. It should be easier to marry somebody, because if things don't work out, you can always leave, but you can't leave that situation with your child. So it's a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little divorce.
Yeah. I agree. I've been there.
And you and me both. Now I wouldn't divorce now. We both going to the grave.
Oh, my husband now. This is you know what? I told him, I said, if he leaves, I'm gonna get another husband, but this one gonna be white with money. So, but I guess I'm being unrealistic, like Kevin Samuels is saying, because by now I have 3 children with two baby daddies. So,
but I don't think to be honest, I don't think two is a problem. First of all, you were married before. You had the other kids with your husband. I don't feel as though two is. I think when you go past two, no, I'm not judging anybody out there who has 3, 4, 5, 10. But I think when you go past two, there lies the issue because people get divorced. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
And then you meet somebody who doesn't have children and wants kids. Like, I'm happy because I was divorced. I have 2 kids. He has 2 kids. I mean, his kids are grown.
Yeah.
But some people come with baggage. It's just who's going to deal with it and who's not.
Who's gonna
drama? Yeah, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. It's not always baby mama drama because when I first got with him, my ex-husband I was shocked he stayed around because I was like, oh, he about to leave me because this man is crazy. And he was wilding. He was wilding for no reason. So it's not always baby mama drama. Sometimes it is baby father's drama that men won't put up with. I mean, we're cordial now. We get along. I think it's because I'm 8 hours away. Thank the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest. I think you have to just realize who's going to put up with it. So I don't think 2 is an issue. I think when it becomes 3 and 4, when you got to deal with multiple. But Candy, you know good and well if nothing's going to happen, first of all. But if it did, you could, girl, you know, there go well.
Yeah, a white man with money, but
not white, but it's black men. You know, it's black men with money.
I know, but they have a lot of friends. But Lynn said she would never date a guy with 4 kids and 4 baby mothers. I have 4 grown kids with 2 baby fathers, and I married one. At my age, I don't even want to date any guy with kids under 21. Real talk. That's me. I'm
my
not
age either. And I'm younger than you.
I'm not trying to date nobody with kids under 21 either. Bert says straight up. Kenny asked, "What are we drinking?" I'm drinking Hennessy and Coke.
It's a blood orange margarita.
I just got tropical Moscato.
Oh,
okay. You can't simple. Me and Kim is going hard for no reason.
I know. That's why I'm getting drunk.
And I keep pouring every time it get low. Because I want to keep the red at the bottom. So I keep adding, but you see the red fading all the way down to the bottom.
Yes.
It looks good.
Let's go to the next one because that was Kevin Samuels. We talked about him. Well, my views on him, I do want y'all opinion on him. So I think Kevin Samuels, he is okay. Right now, to me, he's still pandering to those beta males or those males that really can't get women right now. What do they call it? I forgot some type of sexual. Incels. They're
I think you said it before.
Very celibate. So I really feel like he's pandering to them, but he does incels. Have you heard of that? They are involuntary celibates. They are men. Most of them are men that they desire sex, but they can't get it. They're not desired by other women. So they're upset. Like, think of the character Myron from the Players Club with that I pay good money.
Oh, shoot. I'm done. I'm good night. I'm logging
And then Bert said yes. Liz said I can't do the clear guy cousin, the white guy. I can with the money. I'm sorry, I can with the money. Kenny said, well, laugh out loud, keep the party going. And Lynn said, I'm drinking too. I love y'all.
We are drinking. It's Friday. It's been a long work week.
Yes, it's been very long. I mean,
a Monday off.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot I had Monday.
Made up for it from Tuesday.
I forgot. And the thing is, I work from home, so it should be easy. But no, I have to stay glued to the dang computer. But no, going back to Kevin Samuels, my views on him. Overall, I think he's okay. A lot of what he's saying is the truth. He just reminds me of an old Kappa. He's a Kappa. He reminds me of those old Kappas. He's from a time like the 80s, I believe is his time. Late 80s, early 90s was his heyday. So he just seemed like an old Kappa, catfish, white Zinfandel, having Frankie and Mays type of man.
Oh, Lord, I'm done. That's it for tonight. I'm done.
Being a spokesperson.
Yes. Oh, and Lynn said, ain't enough money, cuz I know. So, what are y'all thoughts on him?
I personally, okay. It's not that I have a problem with him because I'm going to be honest. Some things he says make sense. It's when he stops trying to make sense and just start digging in and personally trying to humiliate someone. Because sometimes he just be hitting it on a mark. And then the moment they question him or say something he doesn't like, it's like he just drills into them nonstop. So I don't have a problem with some of the things he's saying because when I listen to some of his things, he's not only women. He says the same thing to some men. So it's not like when I first heard about him, I was like, oh, he just cussing women out. What's wrong with him? But then when I heard him going in on the man because he didn't have a big sausage, I was like, oh, so he just go in on everybody. And I feel like some things you say you can definitely get your point across, but when you get really negative and nasty, that's when I have a problem with him. And it's not just him, it's his following. They're like Trump supporters. The moment he say one thing, they go off. But the people that's going off living in a mom basement, make a minimum wage, if that, probably out here scamming, and then you want to comment on women who actually have businesses, have degrees, making money. They might not be the top tier women because they're not single or they're not Lori Harvey or whatever you think is your ideal woman. However, they're in a higher caliber than you. So that's my issue. It's not really him. It's just some of his followers that just feed on him and just feels like he is the everything and the almighty. But you're not even in the same category. Like nobody wants you. Like you're commenting on people who, if you walked up to them, they will look at you like you're a visitor. Like no, so that's just my whole issue.
He needs to drill them on how to become better men so they can get what they want.
Say it again. I need that repeated.
Totally. He needs to focus on them and how to be better men, how to be better versions of themselves so they can get what they want. Bottom line, instead of drilling females on what they need to do, drill the men on what they need to do.
He does, but it's a gimmick, right? Well, I won't say a gimmick, but right now it's hot to kind of bash Black women, even though they say people on his page will say he doesn't bash Black women. I have seen him talk to all races. There was a white entitled girl there, and he told her that basically her issue was with her father. She was upset about her father, I guess, making so much money to take care of the family and providing for her that it shouldn't matter and some other stuff. And he was like, basically, get off my phone. But
get off my phone.
Kevin Samuels, it would be what my cousin Lynn said. She said her son's father is a Kappa that crossed over in the mid-'80s. I believe Kevin Samuels is around that age. He's like 52. And so
he crossed over.
But
why is he single?
Well, he's been married twice. And then let me tell you this. He has a group on Facebook that you have to apply for to be in, and it's high value men and women, and he's had 8 couples on there. 3 of them are engaged now. So it's like within the last 6 months. So he's trying to put successful couples together, and he believes his method works. I know he felt some type of way about all the criticism and backlash that he received. And so this group is to show that what he's doing is working and that he's not all about pushing people apart. He's about bringing them together is what he's trying to portray.
And what's the criteria? Oh, you don't know?
I don't know. You got to go to his page because he posted it. Go to his YouTube page or Instagram. It might be on Instagram because I know he posts on there a lot. But he had it one day, the high value woman and the high value man, and it was none of his followers looked like what required to be in that group.
None of the requirements.
Yes.
But it's always like that. You ever see a guy who be chasing you down and then cuss you out because you don't want him, and you be like, sir, now do you really think I want you? But they are the main ones that will curse you out. And then a guy who you maybe give a chance, but you're not in the mood, you don't get cursed out. they just be like, okay, understandable. Like, you know, this it's always the guys who know they don't have a chance and heck. And because you out, like,
And you know what? Sometimes I think it's all about the circles you hang into, because I've never, like, those guys that like yell at you out the window and stuff like that. Of course, I'm keeping on walking. Like, yell at me all you want to. If you come up on me, I got mace or something else for you.
okay.
But as for dating, I've always hung in circles with successful men. So I've only dated successful men. And at the time when I married Kennard, I was 29 then, because his Kevin Samuels thing is all about size too. I mean, the what size you are. So the ideal woman is usually around from like a size 2 to a size 8. I think 10 is pushing it for him, and if you're 14 and above, you're big to him.
Wow.
But he
9, that's not average.
what'd you say?
It can't be a 9, that's not average.
He says the average woman is a size 14, but the high value woman, or what these men are looking for, are between the sizes of like 2 and 8. And like he goes by based off of height and dress size. But at that time, I myself, when I first met my first husband, I was a size 0. When I met my current husband and we started dating, even though we met at Tuskegee, Sheeta. I don't know if you even remember him at Tuskegee. But when around the time when we started dating, I was a size 6. What's crazy is when I moved to Georgia, when I first moved here, I was a size 6 and 150. Now I am just big and I just hate it.
Not big.
Voluptuous.
I don't want to be that though. Like,
You just had a baby.
I know.
You just had a baby.
I know, and I need to get back down because I'm not trying to have any surgery. I'm gonna post my weight loss
Journey.
I think she
journey. Or can y'all see me now? I know it was like y'all. Okay. I'm gonna post my weight loss journey on here. Hannah, I don't know if you know, there was a girl that used to be in TFG. It was when it was H2 at the time. But TFG, her name is Shalisa. She's my little weight loss coach for Herbalife. So I've bought products. I bought like $200 worth of products. So I'm gonna try this out. Let me see. I'm gonna show this on here. My weight jump rope.
You're serious. I'm with you. So I was realizing when we first got together, I was much smaller. Even after my kids, I went back down, but I had to get surgery 2 years ago. And I gained so much weight from the surgery. And everybody, oh, you're not big. No, then I looked at the pictures I was before the surgery. Mm-hmm. And then people were like, oh, but you say I'm not bigger. But then when you see that, when your face go like this, that means you see what I see. Especially since I need to fit in a wedding dress and look nice.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on a weight thing. I've been exercising. I live with a health nut.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from, but I also understand, like, when we had this discussion last week between me, my matron of honor, her husband, and my fiance. We were talking about how we're not kind of happy with our weight now, and they're like, well, it doesn't bother us, but you have to realize yes, we like your opinion, yes, we like what you see, but we have to love what we see when we look in the mirror. And I think we like that you love us for who we are, but when we look in the mirror, we're not happy, then we have to realize that we want to make a little change. But some people look in the mirror and know they're not happy and just be like, well, F it is what it is. And some people look in the mirror but like, you know what, I don't like it, let me make a little change and do something different. What, Kenny?
Yeah, Kenny said he watched a couple of Kevin Samuels shows last night, and honestly, a lot of things he says to the women that seek him out makes sense. Again, it's not what you say, but how you say it, and I definitely agree with that.
I agree.
It was like, I need to come and hang out with you. Oh, dang, you said size 14 is big to them. Never mind. No, and that's actually right now. Like my biggest was a size 14, but I am a size 16 now. And I might do a story time about this. So after I had my child, I did go through postpartum depression. I talked to a therapist and I was prescribed a medication. That medication has made me gain weight and made me, like, since having my baby, I've gained 30 pounds. So that's the weight that I'm trying to lose, because I was already, when I had my baby, I was a little bigger than what I wanted to be, but I was healthy. But since having her, I've gained more weight. So I want to get it back healthy. I suffer from gestational diabetes while I was pregnant, and I don't want to go through that now because of being so much bigger now. So yeah, and I'm a size 16 now. That's what's so crazy to me. I've never been that in my life.
But
well, I'm an 11 now.
And the one thing you have to understand about our culture, we are not thin people. We are thick people, and a lot of your weight or the numbers in your weight can come from your muscle tone. So the thing about it, you just always need to keep in mind is to be healthy. You're healthy. Whatever that number comes out that you're your healthiest, you put that in your physical workout. You eat right, because we eat so much wrong things, which is anything American made or foreign made, that anything that didn't come out of a garden is wrong. And that's just old school, because that's
I love smothered. I posted some smothered wings that I made.
They look good. I ain't gonna front.
Oh yeah. And so it's just, and then you can eat whatever you want. It's just getting back to the original ingredients, and then that, and the being physical. So all of that creates your best self. And create your best self. That's what's projected to your partner. That's what's projected, because I mentioned that too about people that do gain the extra weight because of, yes, depression can cause extra weight. Babies can cause extra weight because that is still related back to stress, like stress eating. And then because people, especially women, do take on a lot of different hats. And not just postpartum, being the at-home mother. That's really rare. You know what I mean? You typically have a working mother who's not given a long allotment of maternity leave. And so with that, it's just a mindset of kind of stopping, kind of changing the narrative of how you're describing it, what it is. It is a phase. It is a phase. Men are not walking around having these stress issues, trying to get on diets, because they just think if they make a lot of money, they can look any kind of way they want. They're going to get what they want, until they realize there are these people that Kevin Samuels, that, are on Kevin Samuels' page, that, just want to get up there on social media and bitch about, and just, just talk about females because they want to motivate somebody else to make those changes, to do that. Well, women are flexible. They will bounce back. They will jump. We are strong people. We'll do anything. It don't matter if it's surgery or if it's going to the gym. We're going to make those adjustments. That's no problem. You know what I mean? From makeup to wigs to, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can recreate ourselves a million times. We're still going to be that same, strong person inside. So kind of picking on a person's insecurities, that's for the birds. Once you get back to kind of females, like you said, it's kind of surrounding yourself around like-minded people and people that are going to build you up to get you to your best you.
Yes.
So I definitely think about that. And then understanding for a male that understands that would be the type of male that I would be attracted to. The one that is, it doesn't matter which curve, you know what I mean? He's liking whatever bump.
Yeah, most men, I'll say this, I get more attention now that I'm, as I say, thicker than a Snicker than I did when I was thin, but I felt the happiest smaller because, it was easier to put on. Yeah, and it's just the whole mindset. You feel lighter and it feels good. So, and I love all these comments that came in. Angel said she's a 12, but she would love to be an 8 or even a 10 again. So she understands that you have to be comfortable in your own skin. 10, 6, or 14, y'all are beautiful. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
My cousin said,
I definitely want to recommend, since y'all are in Atlanta, Fearless Athletics. That's my cousin. He and his wife are a power couple, power duo. They not only do have a gym that kind of helps you physically get into shape, they also do different meals. And so, like I said, when you bring it back to home, and you bring it back to what you're eating and what you're putting in your body, and we're all just kind of living a holistic life, which is what we're kind of getting back to.
That's the main thing. And I think for most Black people, it's the diet. And it's so hard to turn away from those fried foods and the smothered foods and the gravies. And
you do it right. You can, it's in moderation. It's in moderation. You get the right oil. And you only do it not every meal, every item. Not frying the Oreos.
Yes.
Well, and my problem was like with DoorDash, because I was DoorDash. Sometimes I would DoorDash 3 times in one day, and so that's
the one that goes to the restaurants.
Yeah, that they bring the food to you, and so
that's not the grocery store. That's the
that's the rest of fast food. And you like me and my husband would get Outback, the Kookaburra wings with the pasta and all types of stuff.
So you can eat pasta though. You can make it. Instead of using regular pasta, make it spinach.
Well,
or zucchini.
I've been doing. I've done whole grain pasta with. I've been eating a lot of turkey, and then I know you can incorporate squash too, or like the zucchini. Yeah. Bird said Black women look good in all sizes, but I understand where y'all coming from. Thank you, Bird.
You just don't want me to lose weight.
Just don't be like
don't
that.
Don't listen to his comment.
I'm laughing at Jay Rock. He said, just don't be like that woman from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. When Keenan went to her place, she looked like Holly Berry, then she turned out to be Holly. As a child, I was scared of that part because she took off all her body parts. I don't know why my mother let me watch that movie when I was a child. I was like,
the big toe, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the girl from In the Heat of Night, right? In the Heat of
Yes, and she played on like What's Happening as well, or the new What's Happening.
Now, I ain't never. Bert just let me watch it.
Oh my goodness, she was on Strictly Women too. I mean, Strictly Women, Strictly Business.
I actually saw with Dwayne out. What's his name? David Allen Greer.
What about him? You saw him
on it? Strictly Business. David Allen Greer.
No, Tommy Davidson.
That's so Lord.
Yes, Tommy Davidson. But I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, that part where she takes off her body parts. I was so scared as a child. So I'm like, she taking off her booty. She had one leg.
And you saw that as a child?
Yes, I was a child seeing that.
I would not want my son to see that. He's probably like, so I'm gonna be single. Out here wilding.
How old is that? It's from like the late 80s, early 90s.
I think I saw it last year.
Oh wow, it was that. And
I didn't actually judge Kansas. I thought Real Judge from the while.
Yeah, CB was another one that I saw as a child that I shouldn't have been watching.
What is it?
With Chris Tucker. I mean, not Chris Tucker. Chris
Rock.
Chris Rock.
Trying to tell me you saw CB4 where he takes
and he had the hair.
Yeah, and Charlie Murphy was like the actual rapper, and then Charlie Murphy was in jail, so Chris Rock took on his persona and like stole it, and it kind of reminded me of like what is it, the West what was the West Coast rappers? It seemed like they were copying those West Coast rappers.
I gotta watch that.
I thought it came up
like
after
NWA.
Yeah, NWA. The style was like NWA.
Yeah.
With
the Jerry girl.
Add something to my list. I'm gonna have to watch it. I got
my aunt makes her sweets for my cousin, and I miss my aunties too. My grandmother is gone, and I don't talk about it at all on Facebook. But my aunties remind me of my grandmother, so I miss their sweets as well. Burst that word. It was laughing.
I'm trying to find the grandmamas. Where the grandmamas at?
Yes.
They 15 now.
I can't find nobody that know how to cook, except for what I just said. My cousin who has the fitness store. His mom is like, she's like an auntie to me, but his mom is like a homegrown mom, like cooking from scratch, like know all the ingredients, know how to cook it. So I'm like, God dang. She's not old enough to say, she is a grandma, but she's not what I would consider like old folk, grandma. She's not 80. She's only in like her 60s. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's not no. But I'm like, dang, all the grandmas that like to know how to cook, they know how to, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, younger women cook. I cook.
Yeah, Hannah cooks. Hannah's a chef.
Put you on my list then, because when I need to
I
know,
have a catering company.
And she sells seasonings too, Marquez seasonings. Which I heard you talking about it on Lamar's show. They were talking about it. And I was like, why did I get my seasonings? And then I forgot to order any.
Yeah, right. Let me know. I'm trying to come out with a new one. But yeah.
I was upset. I was like, where are my seasonings at? But I never
send me your information. Since I come on the show all the time, I'm gonna send you
yours. Please. I like to showcase Black businesses. So if you want to promote Marquez seasoning, definitely.
And it is salt free because I believe we have a lot of diabetes and high blood pressure within our community, and I refuse to be a part of that. So I will never put salt. Oh, I have one that says salt, but I do put it on there. Like I have a jerk curry seasoning, and it is salt in it, but I did, specify because I just feel as though we don't need salt. We have enough salt as is, and why would I want to contribute to our people gaining more weight or having more diabetes or high blood pressure?
Like my husband was saying, sodium retains water, so it's like you taking in so much water because of eating those salty foods.
Yeah.
Oh, he laughed, and my cousin said, "I hear that from your aunties and uncles, Candace." Yes. Yeah, we miss I used to call my grandmother ma'am. So all we have is my cousin Lynn's mother left, my aunt Bew Lily. They have the old names too. My aunt Earlene. Yes. So I want to go to the next question. So I have two. I'm trying to think of which one I want to go to. I think I'm gonna go to this one because this is controversial. I hate seeing this question, but I wanted to ask it. What do you bring to the table in a relationship? So I've seen women say, I bring the whole table. I've seen men ask women, what do you bring to the table? And can you cook? Can you do this? And it's like, it's a new day.
Like it's a job interview.
So I want to give my answer first. I just feel like it's no table because it's someone for everyone. And if you're gonna like me, you're gonna love me or whatever, or you're gonna hate me. And I'm not for everybody. So so it just depends. And I hate this whole bringing stuff to the table. I just know what I look for in a man. And if that man likes what I'm bringing to him, then I'm good with that. But I don't have anything special from any other woman besides, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like every other woman, especially a Black woman. I'm very pro-Black. I'm just like my sisters. So I don't think it's nothing unique about me. I think we as Black women are unique, but we are all good in our own ways. So what do y'all have to say about this topic that men love to throw this out here? Like, what are you bringing to the table? Because I guess at one time we were demanding.
I am the table. It's like I'm playing. You know what? It's kind of harder for me to answer this question because we don't really go by the traditional, what do you bring? What do you bring? Like, I'm going to be honest, he pays majority of the bills. I'm not even going to act like he doesn't. But if I know a bill has to be paid, I'm not going to go like, what we going to do? I'm going to pay it. If something has to be done around the house, I'm going to do it. If something has to be done around the house, he see it first, he'll do it. So I don't think it really goes with I think with our relationship, it doesn't really go around who brings what to the table. Like, I do cook. That's because he can cook, but no one else is going to cook in here because this is my kitchen. And and I think they prefer my cooking over anything else. So certain things like that, it's not that I'm bringing it to the table. It's just that even my mother comes over here for holidays. And when you can take control of Thanksgiving and Christmas, then you have to be doing something right. Because my mom comes over here and all my family, I was born in Philadelphia, but all my family is from LaGrange, Georgia. So I have a lot of country roots. So when my family wants, what'd you say?
I said out here, my job, I worked at a company called Afney. I think that was close to LaGrange.
LaGrange, that's where all my family from. So I feel like when it's just certain things we do, I don't think it's much what I bring to the table. I think I have a lot to offer, but I also think he has a lot to offer. And we come together and meet in the middle and we just make it work. But I think a lot of people feel as though a women should just be bringing. You must cook. You must clean. You must be what's that? Florence on the Jeffersons. Like that's not. I don't think that goes with nowadays because a lot of women nowadays aren't at home all day. They're not. They're out working just like the men work. Women are working. Sometimes women are working more than men nowadays. It's not in all cases, but there are some cases when women are actually working more, and some women are actually bringing more in than men. But a woman can work as much as a man, sometimes more. And there's some men out here that feel as though they still want dinner ready by 5 p.m. They still want their shoes at the front door. They still want you to clean, cook, wipe down walls, wash baseboards. And I feel as though that's the ones who ask them, what do you bring to the table? But I think we need to start asking, what are y'all bringing to the table besides your money and your penis? Because we can make our own money and we can buy toys. So what else you bringing?
Hey.
But I don't prefer toys. I need the real deal. But still.
That was a good note to leave on. So I'm coming 50-50. I'm sorry. Coming 50-50. What you bringing? I'm bringing it too. What you got? I got. You need your back rub? I need my back rub. I mean, I'm 50-50. You know, whatever you want, you can get it. Now this is what I want. You know, so and then for me, I'm building the table. So I'm a builder by nature and by trade. So what kind of table do you want? Do you want a personal buffet? You know, it's just you and me, or do we need the family table? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm one that rolls with the punches. You know what I mean? Now, you do, once again, have to be transparent and be clear about what you want and what you expect. And then I will be clear about what I can provide and what I will hold up to. So in other words, we won't be setting an extra place setting for some situation that I don't know about. You know what I mean? Or bringing in too much drama. You know what I mean? Like let me know what's going on. There are 3 other mothers. I did not set the table for 3 other mothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I didn't set the table for.
Yes.
We formal around here. We business. We sit at the table.
Did you see my story time?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
You gotta watch it. I dated a guy. He's a nice young man. I'm not gonna fault him too much, but he had 6 kids with 3 baby mamas, and the drama was not the kids; it was the baby mamas. And one of them used to refer to me as Candy Girl. And this time, I only had my son, and so it was too much. And he was sleeping with 2 out of the 3 while we were talking. So I ended that situation because the final straw. And let me tell you this: when I did the story time, I left a lot out of it because it was a lot, but it was 2 things. The one thing, of course, we use condoms. When we use the condoms, I feel like I'm telling too much. He would pull out, and I asked him. I said, "Why are you pulling out? And you have a condom on?" And he said, "Because I don't want to get too emotionally attached to you. My last girlfriend, I didn't pull out from her, and I got emotionally attached, and she set me up for the okie doke. So yes, I have on a condom, but I don't want that emotional attachment." So that was right there. That was like
red flag.
Yes, like I'm
on the plate.
Okay, like sir, what?
The second thing that what ended us, I liked him a lot, and I would go places with female friends, and I'd be thinking, oh, I wish I was out with him, but he would always come up with something. He had his kids, he had this. So one day I had called, and I hate. Like, I don't, as they say back in the day, I don't sweat people at all. But I felt like I was sweating him. And so I'm calling him, and phone going straight to voicemail. When he finally answers, he's like, come over, whatever. I come over because I didn't have my son. And this was another thing. I'm a single mom. I had my son. So at this time, I had a babysitter for my child. So I'm like, I'm going to my man, have a good time. So I go over there. I'm like, where have you been? And he's like, I was with my baby mama. like the whole day. And I don't know what they was doing, but when he said that, I punched him in the face.
I heard that part.
Hit him with the 1-2.
Oh yes, girl. I was so mad and I couldn't control it. And I've never done that to somebody, but bam, it was right in his face. And
it was disrespectful because it was something that was worth being punched. Because if it was not a big deal, he could have answered the phone and said, we're out doing this, or we're taking care of this.
That's all you have to do. Pick up the phone.
And when you can't, something wrong, Tyrone. Mm-hmm.
I gave this man a chance. And like I said, I only had my one son. And so we were working in a position that paid money. I had money. So sometimes I would pay for things. They talk about us being these gold diggers, but I was paying for things. We went to the strip club. I took care of the stuff. He's tipping the strippers with my goddamn money. I'm putting it all out there. So it's like all this built up stuff. I done spend my money, which is something I don't usually do. And yeah, when he said that, he got punched in the face, and then he was like, "I can't believe you punched me in the face." I was like, "You know what? I gotta go." He's like, "Why are you?" He's like, "Why are you leaving?" I said, "I gotta go. This ain't me. This bullshit with these girls and all this other stuff." Because what I did mention in the story, one of them, he said he takes to go shoplifting or whatever, but that was a lie right there. He was dealing with all types of people. So the next day, I was like, I'm getting over this goddamn Negro because he's not going to drive me crazy. I went to Redbox, rented me some movies, got my favorite foods and watched it, cried all day, and I was over his goddamn.
Let it out.
Once we get that cry out, that is it. Like
when a woman said,
women, we deal with it differently. We can cry it out. We over it. Men want to act like they don't care. They this and that. Then 5 months later, they want to deal with it. And what you doing? Moving on. Next.
Oh, and that I met my husband right after I stopped dealing with him, and he blew my phone up. Like when I started talking to my husband. And so I was over it and I was good. And he would try to tell me there was a certain someone, Hannah, that's in TFG that you're friends with. You like all her posts and all that. I've noticed that. But both of them would try to make me jealous of talking to each other. And I was done with it because they both broke bitches. Sorry. I'm sorry I had to say that.
Oh, off camera. Off camera.
That's all I would say on that.
But you know what's crazy though? I think things happen for a reason because like you met your husband during your time. I met my fiance, so I was divorced. I dated a person after him, or after my divorce, like maybe a year and a half after, which wasn't a bad man. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't in a place to date, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying he was a bad man. I just wasn't in a place to date, and I was basically leading him on. And then I dated this person who was definitely a 2, maybe 3 because of the height. And decided that's the first time I got broken up with. He was like, I don't want to be with you no more for no reason. And I was like, okay, fine. And he cursed me out for saying okay. Wow. So I guess he wanted me to kiss his behind. But I was the first black girl he dated. He only dated white girls his whole life.
Don't you hate that? Let me tell you this.
First black girl.
I've dated men because I hate black men that'll say, oh, you're not like the normal black woman. Usually I date white women and they make you the token black girl.
Yes, and I was like, okay, oh, you want to be with me? Fine.
They don't, and it just sounds like and I'm gonna say this, not to get on this whole colorism thing and all that. First of all, I don't care who you date. If you date white women, that's you. I don't have a problem because I date white men. So I've dated white men. It don't matter. But don't come at me like, oh, I don't usually date black women and blah, blah, blah. Like, save that. I don't need the story. If you like me, you like me. My color don't have nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. Yes, culturally, I might be a little different, but I'm still a woman.
True. But yeah. I think we are different because when I was with him, even though he dated white women, he would tell me that I was the only one that actually wasn't the crazy one. Like, he was saying they would pull up, one tried to run him over.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
white women are women.
That we broke up because I was able to meet my fiance who we worked in the same company, and I was looking at him like, oh, who's this man walking around by himself? And I would see him in passing. So it kind of opened up the door that, you know what, everything kind of happens for a reason. So I went through a divorce. I dated someone, wasn't right. Then I dated a two, wasn't right. And
That
then I
is
dated like basically my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
which resolved into an engagement. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when we go through these different things with these men, it might set us in a position so we can appreciate. Because I'm gonna be 100% honest. If I went from my divorce to my fiance now, I wouldn't be
Gonna
engaged.
be ready. Mm-hmm.
I would not be engaged because I was a real bit.
yeah.
I'm serious because I was broken. I'm not gonna say bitter, but I went through pure hell, like pure
Yeah.
hell.
I
And I think that different people come in our life to bring us to a certain part. So I think you going through what you did, Candace, gave
mm,
you to appreciate, when you met your husband. And I think that sometimes we have to go through these things with these men, or men have to go through these things with these women, so we can appreciate what comes along. Because if everything comes so easy, we might not
I
appreciate it.
appreciate it.
We might
Mm-hmm.
not accept it. We might be like, I don't want this. I could get many more. So when you come through some BS and you meet somebody who's different, you be like, but wait a minute now. Let
Mm-hmm.
me see what's this about.
and I like what J Rock said, going to what you bring to the table. He said Levert wrote a song about it back in the day. I need a lady on the town, freaking a sack. Woman in the house, we like it like that, true that. So I just feel like be you, because we can do all of that. My cousin says I truly bring honesty, loyalty, support, submission when needed, goofiness, tomboyish moments, sexuality, and true self. And I like that because men are gonna like that regardless. I have yet to find a man that it is gonna turn a woman down. For real. I've never seen a man necessarily reject a woman. I'll just say that. So I know we do it all day. We reject men all day. But real talk, a lot of men, if they partners don't know, you're not getting rejected. Angel
I've
say,
ever been rejected.
yeah, I've never been rejected either.
I don't
So
think I've ever been rejected.
it's just funny to me with this Kevin Samuels thing, which is why people were calling him gay. But Angel said, yeah, he had you messed up. Boy, miss me, you and your kids. can get that- right.
Kids.
And that's why. Dang, I forgot.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Lashida. I feel like I be talking so much.
I hate when I don't write it down.
It's the Henny.
Oh, so it's like in thinking of, what type of guy I like, or what are my requirements or whatever. I've already mentioned, transparency, and shit, I don't know. I forgot. It was a good point. It wasn't the 50-50. It wasn't the transparency.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the maturity, because that's a must.
That's a very must. I don't
I
think
do
people
wanna
realize maturity is needed.
I'm gonna ask the men this on the show, the rejection thing. Have they ever rejected a woman? Because according to my husband, ain't rejected nobody. According to him.
That's what I was going to talk about. Oh, so that was a story, a moment I was going to tell you about. So yeah, I had this guy I was dating, and I don't know what the conversation came up or whatever, but I told him that I had never been cheated on.
Be right back, ladies.
Okay. But I want to hear this, Lashida.
It's like, you have been cheated on. Everybody been cheated on. I have not been cheated on. So I'm talking about, you didn't know. Well, whatever the case, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't knowingly had a situation that I was being cheated on. So I guess he was just out, just said, just to make a point, because he actually ended up being a guy that, sought another female, while dating me. And I'm like, that's the bullshit. Like, because my deal is, if you want to experience someone else, be with someone else, do that. You know what I mean? Go on. But I'm not going to be here. And then, but then again, he also was a guy that like would have entertained like all of us being together. So I'm like, well, I didn't sign up for that either. Especially, yeah, I don't. I don't have any attraction to any other female, or specifically not that female. So why would I entertain anything else?
Yeah,
But he really didn't. He would not honor the fact that I had not been cheated on, or not knowingly been cheated on.
And what's funny is men, for some reason, remember in the 2000s, men thought all women was with women. Like my husband had asked me, had I been with a woman? But no, that's not the case. I'm not attracted to women. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not attracted to women. I do want to read some of these comments. So Angel said the difference between white women and us, they put up with way more shit. Sisters don't be having time for foolishness. I've seen some black women don't put up with stuff though, especially if the DICK is good.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I put up with a lot of sugar honey iced tea. And because I was married.
Yeah.
And I mean, honest, I am not a weak woman at all. But I had a certain way where I was respectful, and I felt that I was going to be disrespectful. But I put up with a lot of shit. Excuse me. Sorry, King. That I shouldn't have. So I don't think it's all right. I think it's sometimes who you're with and what your position is as the woman in that person's life that you might change. Because I don't think it's all white women. Because I have a couple white friends who be wants to BS. Like, y'all sure y'all white? Because y'all be wilding. Worse than us.
Yeah, I had, when I first moved to Texas after college, I had a friend. We both worked for the same company. We were hired together. She was a white girl, Natalie. No one will know her, but her name was Natalie, and she was well, what's funny is she was straight out of high school. I was straight out of college, but she had seniority over me. She ended up getting fired, and I became the manager of our team. So that's funny to me. But anyways, she dated black men
with the long hair.
Oh yeah, Natalie had really long hair, and she would before remember the wand curls that are out now. She would have her long hair curl like that, and she dated black men, and she didn't act black, she still was a white girl, and so she just me and her we were because she was shaped kind of like a black girl. Everything was the same. She was just white. Me and her were very similar. We would go out to places, men would approach us both. And the way that I reacted to things, she reacted the same way, but in her white woman way. She'd be like, oh shit. But I mean, to me, it was still the same. I feel like a woman is a woman. You know what you're going to put up with. And so they try to make it seem like white women are submissive. No, it's white women out here not putting up with stuff as well. But black men don't want to say that because that will make them look like they're assholes, I guess.
And we hold black men accountable.
Yeah.
And that's because we know what our black men are capable of. And I think some men don't realize it's not that we want to put you down or we want to dictate your life. We actually know what you are capable of. And when we see it in you, we want to push you to the limit and make, not try to say, I don't want to say make you a man because I don't like that term at all, but just be able to reach your full potential where some other races don't know who you are. They never had to deal with you being a black man and they can't identify with that. So they don't really realize what we see. Like we can see a black man and know that, you know what, I know what he can do. And we can see some black men are like, oh, he ain't about to be shit. So, I mean, we see it.
Not to cut you off, that's the only difference between us and white women. When society sees a black man with a white woman, they're the ones they're going to be quick to arrest that black man. And it's society-wise, they're going to see the difference and they're going to want to save the white woman, the white damsel in distress. Oh, yeah, Kenny's talking about he's rejected a woman or two. I want him to talk about that on the next show.
Yes, I need to hear that, Kenny.
Woman or two, yeah, actually two. Yeah, because I've never seen a woman rejected by a man. That's something.
This lady at our old company was like in love with Bert, and he played this, and I wasn't even in the room, so we weren't even talking, dating, anything, and he played the absolute mess out of her. And she used to talk about him in the company. I knew who he was, but I didn't. You know how you don't know who someone is?
Mhm.
I knew him, but I didn't know him. And then then when I heard the story, I was like, oh, so you just rejected her? Because she was a pretty woman. Her attitude was nasty, though.
Oh.
Attitude was trash.
See?
I don't know. She did not like me.
Can't judge a book
I didn't see
by
anything
its
to this
cover.
woman. This woman hated me with every part of her. And all I said to her every morning when I saw her was good morning.
Yeah, that's
She didn't like that you were being real.
No, a woman told me at different companies. So I was told before, which I don't understand it. Women would say they thought I was either stuck up or nasty. And I saw one girl, and my last time working at that company, she was like, when I first met you and I saw you walking through the building, thought you were nasty and stuck up, and you're really down to earth and cool. I'm like, do I give off this stuck up, nasty vibe? Like, that's not me whatsoever. But when I'm walking, I'm about my business, I'm trying to do my job, and I don't have time to converse with you at this moment. But for you to think, for me walking through a building, that I'm nasty or stuck up because I decide to wear heels instead of flats, honestly, it's not that I'm being stuck up. I literally, and I'm not making it up, I will trip in a pair of flat shoes. I don't know why, something wrong with me, but I will trip when I wear flats. So I'm like, so some women might be the reason too why some of these guys think the way they think about us as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always the guy. Sometimes it's the actual women in this world as well. Like, what's her name? Danny Lee?
Yeah.
Yellow Bone song.
She made. I was going to say.
What is that? I saw that, but I didn't.
Song. So right now she's canceled. I have to look it up. But she's Puerto Rican. Is that what she is?
She's Dominican and made a song yesterday about Yellow Bone. Oh wait, this she said no one can cancel me but God, but she deleted her Twitter today.
What about the Yellow Bone? She's saying like
She made a song for Yellow Bones, but she's Dominican, and even the Dominican women or the Hispanic woman was coming up and was saying, we don't call ourselves Yellow Bone. Well, my dad's Dominican. And I've never heard that growing up. Like, I've never, and some of my uncles are really, they like, my aunts are like on his side. I've never heard them call themselves a yellow bone whatsoever.
So this is what I want to talk about, because the colorism thing, that's more of an issue that women talk about. So I wanted to talk about that with the men. And I also wrote down rejection with men. And then I'm going to think of some other topics. But colorism.
Be good.
When you talk to men about it, they don't notice colorism. I've talked to my husband about it. It's something that he's never noticed. But as a Black woman, y'all know we deal with colorism in our families. And
the dark-skinned woman, I know.
Yeah. And I think of my same grandmother that I love to death. She told me not to keep my son out in the sun too long.
She ain't wanting to get skin cancer.
Lashida. No, she wasn't talking about no skin cancer.
I know. She just wanted him to have a better life.
But
I'm done with Lashida. That's it.
I do want to talk about that because as it relates to color, when it comes to Black women, where our beauty is based off of our color, whereas Black men, they're not looked at that in that same way. So
they are.
You said they are?
Only reason why, because you see how light Bert is.
Yeah.
And he was a lot of light skin jokes.
I was gonna say a lot of women like, I guess, dark skinned men, because I'm one of them. Even though both of my husbands were like yellow bones, I guess. But I love a tall, dark skinned, handsome man.
I used to say I don't like light skinned men, which I should have said that, but he's light skinned. But I think sometimes we think the same way they do, so it might be not colorism. They say it's preference, but we might have a little colorism about us as well.
Well, I like all flavors.
All flavors?
50 Shades of Brown.
Oh, no white?
That's shade of brown.
Kenny
just shades of brown? Okay.
You said, let me clear this up. I've been rejected more.
I've never did no white.
My cousin Kenny said he's been rejected more than he's rejected women. I ain't gotta like that laugh out loud. But I want to hear this rejection thing.
You've been rejected, Kenny?
Well, you know, women reject men. My little thing is coming up, my waist trainer.
Oh my
But
goodness, we can't see nothing, none of the such.
the flaps, there it is.
Girl, don't put on your
You
Keyshia
know,
Cole.
I'm a waist trainer, even though I do have one now. Oh wait, quick tip. So I actually lost 12 pounds from actually eating breakfast now. So I'm not a breakfast person. So I
Mm-hmm.
started eating breakfast, like just egg whites and fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually gained more weight cutting out breakfast.
Yeah, because you eat more, being more hungrier.
And I don't really eat during the day because when I'm working, I don't really eat, and which is weird because for me to be like they say I'm a strong woman. I actually care more about the whole family besides myself. I think that's my weakness that I reject me and care about everyone else. I will
Yeah.
make sure everyone else eat, and I won't eat. And then I realized when I start eating, I actually start losing more pounds by eating breakfast, and I start wearing a waist trainer from Belladonna, which was perfect.
Um,
Oh my goodness, that thing sucks in your
so,
whole life.
so she's a scammer. Or is that, I'm thinking Bella Donna. Is
I
that
don't know where this bird brought it first. I'm shocked he brought it. We was going in the mall, and I was yeah, Prima. Yep, it Prima. That thing works. It
I
was
met
worth every penny. It sucks in your whole soul. And I have like bad, severe back problems that I had since a child. If you have back
Yeah.
problems, it
Mm-hmm.
actually helps your back problems. I've always had the school I went to, I guess it was give us books this thick. It used to tear my back up. And that waist trainer, even though we're trying to like lose weight and get healthy, it is perfect back support.
Mm-hmm.
well, see, I wear
Like a corset, it goes like that.
Yep.
I
No, it just like
wear
it's
curves.
like a Velcro. It snaps across your whole back, then it comes
Uh-huh.
time.
Oh,
Oh, it can't breathe.
see, I
But
wear angel curves, and it's similar. They have
really,
reviews, and I order from them. But I want to go to J Rock's comment. He said, "I've seen fair share of rejections, but it's funny how those same women seem to start sniffling around later."
I can't
Why
disagree.
were you rejected? Maybe you got it together and they came back around.
I just feel like women sometimes don't realize what they have in front of them until it's too late, or they get
Or
burnt or
till they
done
get
wrong by.
somebody else and then they want them back.
You hit it, y'all hit it on the net. I'm happy someone because a lot of women don't want to admit that it's
Mm,
not all bad men out here. It's
yeah.
just some women who's not ready for that man. I told y'all when I was dating somebody, he wasn't a bad man at all. I was in a bad place. So I think that sometimes we have to realize it's not always the men. Sometimes we gotta own our own sugar honey iced tea
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
realize. So when y'all both said it, y'all hit it on the nose. Sometimes it's us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sometimes it's y'all too. Let's not act like y'all perfect. But
Yeah. Men ain't perfect, but it ain't all them all
it's
the
not
time.
all their
It's-
faults. And I'm happy to say that because a lot of people think your show be male bashing, and it don't even be male bashing.
yes, I'm not. I feel like some people can call me a pick me because I don't bash men.
You
I'm
a
just
pick me and you married?
I don't know.
I didn't know pick me's are married.
Exactly. But I just feel like this. I'm very liberal, and I want to see both. I'm diplomatic. I want to see both
Mm-hmm.
sides. I don't think all men are bad, and I if I love black men, I have no reason to bash a black man,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna hold him accountable. If-
Mm-hmm.
same.
So
Ain't nobody falling for that.
Yeah,
yeah, but
I
I
mean
love
we have it's good black men. I can honestly say I have a good black man. I know people be saying, "Oh, it's no such thing," but I'm gonna be honest. I was
Mm-hmm.
never able to be myself before, not in childhood, not even in a marriage until now. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not all black men. I ain't with Candace. I don't think I could go to the white side. I dated
no secret.
one white man and I did not like it because he just made sure it sounded weird because he was trying to put me all the way up here. I don't know why. It was just like it was
Oh, you know that movie, Something New with
Yeah.
yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's who I
now
was
that
with.
white
And I was
man.
like, I can't do this because I'm not all the way up here, and I need you to realize this. But
See,
so I think
I'm
I have a good black man, and I didn't think I'm going to be honest. I didn't think there were good black men left out here. I can admit my own fault. I did not think it was good men left. I was like, there's no good black men. These men are full of crap. I might date white at this point. My dad told me I could never date a Dominican, which I don't understand because he's half Dominican, but he told me I couldn't date one because they
He
crazy.
knew, he must know that they culturally.
Yeah, my dad was like, you bet not ever
So
in your life date a Dominican man.
I'll say this. I grew up in a single parent home with I didn't grow up seeing a man, but I had positive men in my family, and my encounters with black men, just from growing up in school to college, that I've seen a lot of good black men. So I've never thought that there were bad black men out there. I really felt like the system was against black men, because growing up in Wisconsin, where I'm from, they tried to lock up a lot of good black men, and some of my black family members got locked up. So no, I've never thought that black men were bad. I cherish my kings. That's my preference. But I have dated white. I'm not gonna lie. I've dated my first husband was not black. He was actually Caribbean and Indian. So, well, I'll say this: his father was technically supposed to be black, but his father was mixed. So I date a plethora of people. I've dated a plethora of people. I'm open to whatever. I want to see what's out there, but my preference has been black men. I don't feel like there's a shortage of black men, because I feel like it's somebody for everybody, but you just have to be willing to be open and get out there. And I can't say some of these black women that aren't married are just not out there. They are in the church. They stay just in the church and at home. No offense to the church, because Hannah, you said your father was a preacher. My grandfather was a preacher. I grew up Kojic. And so if I was to sit there in that church,
I went to Kojic after Apostolic.
Exactly. If I was to sit there in that church and not be open, then maybe I would be unmarried. But sometimes you have to find out things for yourself and discover growth for yourself.
Yes.
J-Rock said, if those women call you pick me, start calling those same women lonely and see what happens.
Who is J-Rock? I'm up here dying.
I love J-Rock because he says he's hilarious.
He's very funny. Yeah.
You have to come on my show, J-Rock. Whoever you are, you have to come on the Men Show, because I'm his fans.
Yes. You know what though? I really like that we can have open discussions and we're not one-sided, because you see a lot of people who are just one-sided and don't have open minds. And I feel like us as women that can come together and have open minds and respect everyone's opinion, and not to male bash, but realize that it's both parties. So I really respect that on this show.
Yeah, thank you. So final thoughts. I'm gonna go to that because we done talked this all. And so after
Girl, the killer almost done.
I ain't done.
This last 3, 4. I don't know. It's strong.
Wine now because I'm out of Hennessy.
You need to start making some of my drink recipes I put on.
Yeah, you.
What I want you to do on the next show, send us the recipe before, and then I will feature it saying we're all drinking this, and I'm gonna show the ingredients for that.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you maybe that Tuesday, so you have enough time.
Yes, and so for this Tuesday, because you know what I'm gonna do?
It's the Lions Den next week, so it'll be one of the ladies' night again.
Lions Den meets Ladies Den, so it's gonna be a group of us. Yes.
Will I be on? Oh yeah, I'm the white. Yeah, I'll be here.
It'll be
me. It's the tequila, y'all. Sorry.
Me, you, and Lashida, and my cousin Lynn. And I'm gonna have my husband, my cousin Kenny. I want Bert on, and if this J-Rock can come on, and my
Bert to come back.
Yes, and my friend Lee Black, I want him to facilitate.
Lee have us dying. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say one thing.
Yeah.
Lee's show the other day was very therapeutic. Like I felt really relieved, just able to publicly talk about some stuff, because honestly, a lot of stuff I talk about, I do not talk about. I only really talk about it to my fiance, because when I talked about it to my ex-husband, he would laugh or criticize or downplay or basically blame me for my past.
Yeah, see.
So that show was very therapeutic. So I need Lee to come on and make us laugh.
Yes.
With the midgets.
I have a friend on Facebook. He's Lee Black, but his actual name is Freddie. But he has a YouTube channel, Real Talk for Real Men. And so me and Kennard are on his show on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So he has a show tomorrow. Let me
Oh,
see.
with the show tomorrow, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, and he should start sending you the link. I'm surprised. You may not be friends with him yet, but the show tomorrow, because he sent it to me, is Dating X-Files Relationship Tips. So he makes his Saturday show fun. But definitely make sure you try.
We're gonna tune into that because Bert be dying. He's still laughing over the midgets.
But make sure you guys subscribe to his show, Real Talk for Real Men. That's or his.
He'll be here. Candace, he gonna be on next week. He said it.
Yes, Bert. I like Bert. Like a lot
I
of
do too.
Bert. I know. We like him on the show, so it's gonna be us ladies. Lashita, if you join, I'm gonna have my cousin Lynn join, and like I said, I'm gonna have 4 or 5 men join. I might have one of my husband's brothers join, because the women seem to like him. And what was funny is the flyer that I posted 2 weeks ago for Ladies' Night. He was like, "Are any of these ladies single?" My one brother-in-law.
Find out.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Yes.
I know that's right. Put that.
I put Miss Carol on my title.
What'd you say?
I put Miss Carol on my title. I'm always a miss.
Miss. So yeah, maybe you'll be a missus soon. We're
Of course.
yes, we're
Yes.
speaking that into this year.
Existence. Yes, this is going to be a good year for everyone.
Totally.
Yes.
Told you once they released this COVID curse.
I know.
Look, I'm tripping.
I know.
I'm hitting the ballpark. I'm hitting the slopes. I'm hitting the island.
We can probably plan our engagement party.
We need to plan
Keep canceling.
You know what? We need to plan a trip. Go to a cabin and do a show in a cabin in Georgia somewhere. I'm a plan it.
I would love that.
I need a date.
Well, we can shoot it all together. I'm gonna look for something soon, and I'm gonna tell you the prices.
My birthday is March 16th, so I mean, let me know. Last year when COVID, everything was shut down on my birthday.
Yeah,
this was the first year. Like as a child, we had to travel. My mom let us travel every birthday of mine. This was the first year in my whole entire life I was not on a plane or anywhere for my birthday. I was like a little shocked. Like I'm here in North Carolina.
Gotta travel then. Travel in the March.
Yeah, in Georgia
I'll come to Georgia,
Tennessee, wherever those little cabins are. We need to do one, and we'll do a show.
Cabin. That would be really nice. Let me know.
Yeah.
I will fill up this tank and ride out.
But just be cautious of how you get there, because some of them are like up on like in wicked.
No, I'm not trying to do all that.
Well, I'm from Philly, so the Poconos is up there, so we could be going around. I could go around winding roads.
I don't want no snow in no mountains. I'm not trying to do all that.
You're from Milwaukee. Your had snow.
And I'm in down south now.
I wasn't even down here 1 year. That's why I'm used to the snow. It don't snow here.
Yeah, see? That's why
I'm used to this. Philly be cold.
Yeah. Milwaukee is cold too. So, but yeah, I'm gonna look that up. We need to do that soon. Come together and meet. Here go my daughter. Come together and meet. But my final thoughts. Did everybody give their final thoughts before I give mine?
I'll say my final thought. My final thought is that I really respect you ladies, and I enjoy us actually having a great dialogue, because a lot of people have it misconstrued as if women cannot get along. And that is not true. You see it whether it's the candy shop or the Lion's Den, that women can actually come together, get along. This is not Love and Hip Hop. This is not Housewives. We're not arguing. We are not bickering. We respect each other and we listen to each other. And I learn a lot and I say a lot, and I just like the dialogue that we're able to say within each other to represent us as Black women. And so that people don't realize that it's not all Black women, it's some, but we all do not act the same. We can get along. And if people realize that, they would know that Black women can definitely get along. Y'all just don't see it as often because some Black women are painted in a certain way. But I respect that on this show, we're not painted in that way. We're able to express, we're able to agree, or if we disagree, no one is yelling, no one is cursing. and everyone is very respectful. So I do respect this platform, and I'm happy that you open it to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. And while you open that up for painting a perfect picture,
And
we
I'm
definitely
drinking it.
will be moving on to having art therapy, because I firmly believe that as you can sip, you can stroke.
Yes, a paint and sip. That's
You
something we
paint?
do
With
too.
me, of course, though.
You
At
paint?
the cabins, a paint and sip.
You paint? I'll cook.
Yeah, I'm gonna plan this and let me write this down.
Listen, I will cook. We're gonna have good food.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write cabin down so I don't forget that all these. But I want to thank you, ladies, for joining. My final thoughts. I just want to say thank you for everybody watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I do like. My cousin Kenny, he enjoyed us as usual. Best believe that some of us men actually listen to our sisters. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you, Kenny.
I just want to open up the dialogue between men and women. It's a non-judgment zone. We all have a voice. I want to definitely promote positivity and Black love. So shout out to Kamala Harris as well. I didn't get to wear my pearls. I'm mad that I didn't do that. My pearls and chucks. But congratulations to our new president and vice president, Kamala. So yeah. That's it. Yes, cheers. I'm done with my wine. Cheers. And thank
at the bottom. I don't think I can finish this because the tequila is already in here.
Thank you for watching the Candy Shop. Again, I'm Candace. We had Hannah and Miss Carol, aka Adore.
Hey, Chef Hannah.
Yeah. Subscribe to our channel. It's Heels and Meals.
It's Chef Hannah Hills and Mills.
Yes. So make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel. So thank you guys for